Hello and welcome to the video tutorial for how to install the ComicShout PHP script. The first thing you'll need to do, of course, is download ComicShout, which you can get from ComicShout.com. Just click on the big download button there in the middle, and you can go ahead and unzip the files to a temporary folder, and we'll upload those in just a second. But before we upload them, I just want to go over real quick what you'll need to run ComicShout. Basically, you'll need MySQL and PHP, and obviously some sort of hosting platform. So if you look here, ComicShout was developed on PHP version 5.2, so it should work just fine on that. But it's also been tested on version 4.4, 4.4.7, so it should work on that as well. It's the demo version here, or the TechSmudge version here, which uses ComicShout, is being hosted on a small orange. So if you're using them, great. Or if you want to head over to their website and check out their features and compare those to your host, you'll know that it should work for you. So the first thing we need to do actually is create a database. Like I said, it's going to use MySQL on the back end. So if you have cPanel at your web host, or you know how to create a MySQL database, we just need to do that real quick. So we'll just give our database a name and create that. Then we just need to add a user to the database. And this information, you might want to make sure you remember it, write it down, or just commit it to memory, because you'll need to type this information in during the install portion of the script. So just give it a name real quick. And we'll create that user. And the last thing we need to do is just add that user to the database. So it says add user TechSmud Aaron to this database. Hit submit. It's going to want to know what privileges we want to give it. We'll give it all privileges. Make changes. And that's all there is to it. So now that the database is created, we can actually go ahead and just upload all of our files. So we have the comics folder, the includes folder, the themes folder, and then the admin, feed, index, and install files. So grab those and just upload those to the root. It can be in a folder of your web host there. It doesn't have to be in the root, but this site is going to run just the comics, so we're going to put it in the root. And give it a second there to upload all this stuff. It's all pretty small, so it shouldn't take very long at all. And that was actually it. No editing there. It just very small script, so went quickly. Then we have to do a few things. This is a very important step, so make sure you pause here and actually do this stuff, or you're going to get errors during the install. The first thing we need to do is just change the permissions on the stuff. Actually, it's the only thing we need to do. So we're going to write to the comics folder a whole bunch, so we want to change the properties or chmod on that and give it a value of 777. Inside the includes folder, you'll see a file called MySQL. This contains, or will contain, the connection parameters to connect to your MySQL database that we just created. So we're going to need to write to that, so chmod, or properties on that. And then one last one, the feed.xml. That will get written to a lot too when your feed is updated, so we just need to change the permissions on that to 777 as well. So make sure you do those three things: the comics folder, inside the includes folder, the MySQL PHP file, and then just the feed.xml. So now we're ready to we've uploaded all the files, and we're ready to actually install the script. So what we will do is come over to, do I have it open? Let's just do it right in here. So we'll go to the web address and hit install.php. And it's just going to give you some directions first, letting you know that you do need to create the database like we just did, and that you do need to make sure that these files are writable. And it looks like I need to add the MySQL in there. So first, the database host. This is almost always localhost. If it's different, you'll probably know that it's different, so enter that in there. Database name is what we entered before. If you remember, we entered the name DB, but on a lot of shared hosts, you have to enter the account name or the username for that particular host first. So ours is TechSmud. The name of the site's TechSmudge, but it's 8 characters. DB. And then again, same thing for the username. The username we entered was Aaron, but you have to put the username in first. And the password. So there we go. I can assure you that all this information will be changed when I actually install this, so you can go to the site and fiddle around with these username and passwords, but they won't work. Next, some information about the comic site. So the comic title, this is going to be used in your RSS feed, so think about that when you make it. Then you can give it a description. This again will be used in the RSS feed. Then it wants to know the URL of the install. That's the base URL. It tried to guess the URL for you by just grabbing this part. I'm going to give, you don't have to, but I'm going to give mine a www just for fun. And you just want to make sure that there is no trailing slash here on the end. So that is correct there. This is the control panel username. This is the username you'll use to log in and out of the control panel. And then your password. Sorry, your email address. Maybe I should switch those orders. So we can put in the email address. This is only, I don't use this for any other reason except for to help you reset your password and username should you forget it. And then the password. So when you're all done with just those few fields, you just hit install the Super Simple Comic Publisher, and it'll give you either an error message or the success. And then you can either view the comic or view the control panel.